Hello everyone, welcome to Apigee 4-minute videos for developers. In this video, we are going to talk about rise fault policy. Myself, Anil Sagar, I work at Apigee as an evangelist and principal architect. Prerequisites for this video, you need an Apigee Edge account, which is free. You can register at enterprise.apigee.com. In this video, we're going to see how to rise custom faults in an API proxy flow. For example, like doing any validation, you want to send a custom fault message back to the client. And we're going to do this using the rise fault policy in Apigee Edge Intelligent API platform. In this example, we're going to validate query params and see how rise fault policy works. Let's take a look at the problem statement. Let's say there is a target server which implements a simple API like Hello World API, and there are different clients which is making an API call to the target server like get/hello, and it sends back a response like 200 hello world. Let's say there is a new requirement where the API should not allow any query params so that it prints just a simple hello world message, and any query params will be treated as a bad request. And implementing this in the target server is a quite complex thing because of various reasons, like the process to make the API changes, or even the APIs might be legacy, like SOAP based, or different architecture, which makes the API changes complex. Let's take a look at how easily we can implement this in Apigee Edge using the API management features like rise fault policy. Using the rise fault policy, we're going to send HTTP 400 request back to the client. So let's take a look at Apigee Edge Management UI, where we can create a simple mock proxy using the mock target and demo the rise fault policy. So I'm going to use the existing API's mock target, which prints a hello guest message, and I'm going to name it as rise fault demo. So click next. There is no authorization, pass through, and choose the defaults and build and deploy the proxy. Once the proxy is deployed, we can able to make the API call through the Apigee proxy and see the same response hello guest. As you can see, this particular API allows query params, but we want to avoid the query params and send back a 400 bad request payload. So if you want to raise any custom faults, you will use rise fault policy. So I'm going to use the rise fault policy in Apigee and attach to the proxy preflow. And the condition to rise this fault will be added below the step element in the Apigee XML. So condition to the rise fault is if request dot query params dot count is not equal to 0. That means if there is any query params, then raise a fault and send a 400 bad request back to the client. So we need to configure the status code in the rise fault policy. So you can go to the rise fault, say 400 bad request, and even change the payload to the simple plain text message saying that bad request, no query params allowed. So let's save the proxy, and once the proxy is saved, if you make an API call with a query param, then it's going to throw a bad request. So let's take a look at the rise fault policy in action using the trace and by making a simple API call from the browser UI. So I'm going to start the trace. I'm going to make an API call with query params, which will result in bad request, no query params, as you can see 400. And if I remove the query params, then it's going to give 200 or 304 if it is cached with response back to the client hello guest. So that's how rise fault policy works, and how you can rise custom faults using the Apigee rise fault policy. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please post your questions in comment area at apigee.com. Thank you.